Fuck is this cough? Yo, what's up, username? I think we're just gonna do like 5 chapters today. Just because I didn't realize the update was already out for Monster Hunter, and I wanted to play it right away. What's up, D? Yeah, so I wanted to play that today, but I was like, I need to at least read like at least 5 chapters. Yo, what's up? What's up, Amon? Welcome, welcome. All right, so we're just gonna jump straight into it. Straight into it, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. Today I was designing my original character for the game we're probably planning on playing. And it's fun, man. It's like 2:30 in the morning at my place. Why am I not asleep? Oh, shit. I'm sorry, Hope. Man, I'm sorry it's so late for you guys. I know it's really bad for you EU bros. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Or at least on that side of the hemisphere. I'm sorry, guys. I know, man. R.I.P. All right, we're here. Are you guys ready? I have a random cough out of nowhere, but that's not going to stop us from our intro. Today is going to be a slightly short read-through because Title Update 3 came out. We're fighting Omega and Monster Hunter, and I want to play that. I want to see what the update's all about. But for now, chapter 1180, as we find our way back. Wait, no, we did get our body. I lied. We got our body back from Amon. Yeah, we used like a fake spawn point. That being said, if you guys like what you are going to see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let's get reading. Oh, man. What the fuck is this cough, bro? I got a cough out of nowhere. Holy shit. It's pissing me off. Actually pissing me off, man. Yeah, dude. I got in touch with Goff. I started making my own character and everything. I like it. I like it. It's come out pretty good. I'm like a little tease, man. My character's gonna be from Eastboro. He was a boring, very boring worker that chances upon the world of Beyonders, and I think it's gonna be a good, at least interesting origin stories. And I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And he's not doing the whole like revenge, and he has a different motive. All right, chapter 1180. As I forget to update this, is called Different Effects. And the Forsaken Lands, sorry for delaying it by a few minutes, by the way. In the Forsaken Lands of Gods, at night when the frequency of lightning has dropped to a very low frequency, 2 slices of white bread and a piece of barbecue. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, have fun, guys. Streaming. No, it's okay, man. I know it's really late for you, man. I'm sorry. 2 slices of white bread and a piece of barbecued meat. It's pretty good after all. The sweet and sour desserts from the Fog Sea are better than I had expected. After swallowing the last mouthful of food, Klein sighed in amazement for the bottom of his heart. He then threw the remaining packages into the darkness. After all, there was no concept of environmental protection here, nor was there a rubbish bin. Of course, he had removed his connection with those items ahead of time, just like how he had head over to Spheric Castle to perform his sterilization every time he abandoned a marionette. This was to prevent Amon's avatar from locking onto him with them. Oh, just like how he locked onto him at the end of Volume 5. So it doesn't track him again. Huh. Lifeless objects won't be transferred into a concealed state by the darkness here. Klein raised the lantern to the nets, had sacrificed, and he illuminated the abandoned items. It was only after he felt, oh my god, I come from the land of the sage, good whiz, to show my support. The land of sage, God whiz. Thank you for the support. Wiz is censored on the stream. Thank you for tuning in, dude. Oh man, wait, if he's the land of hope, then what is this? The land of dread and misery? Also, yeah, huge W, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for stopping by. Huh, lifeless objects won't be transferred into a concealed state by the darkness here. Klein raised the lantern to the nits, had sacrificed, and he illuminated the... I don't know if I've seen you chat before, man. Dude, thank you, man. Thank you so much. And he sacrificed and he illuminated the abandoned items. It was only after he filled his stomach that he was in a mood to try out the dangerous things he had previously divined. Amidst the flickering dim yellow light, Klein reached his right hand out into thin air and dragged out another projection of himself. It was another version of him from the historical void. I should probably loop the music ahead of time. I think it's looped. Another projection for the historical void, one who was holding onto a lantern. Klein entered the grayish-white fog 1 second later, allowing his projection's consciousness to awaken. The projection was surrounded by a group of monsters. Amidst the endless darkness, it opened its mouth, planning to recite the name Amanices. He didn't manage to make a single sound, as though the words he wanted to say had been concealed. You got half a W, you get a V. Indeed, it's as I expected. Indeed, it's as I expected. Wearing a silk top hat and a black trench coat, Klein slowly took a deep breath. Looking at the lantern that emitted faint yellow light, he suddenly chanted in Jotun, I thought it said Leonard, Leo Darrow. Before he could finish the sentence, more than 100 lightning bolts wrapped up as if they were responding to being summoned. They instantly blanketed the area. Okay, let me raise the volume a bit. There was no time for him to dodge. Even if he had switched places with his marionette, he would still be within the attack range. What? Amidst the brightening of the silvery white light, he collapsed to the ground. His body was charred as it convulsed violently as though he had become a gigantic piece of coal. I'm sorry. Did we get caught? Are we caught? Then his figure... Oh my... Why am I having a sore throat right now? Then his figure rapidly dissipated as the illusion... Oh, it was an illusion. As the illusion vanished. Wearing a real top hat, clothed in an Inti-style windbreaker, and carrying a simple lantern, Klein immediately returned to the reality and continued proceeding forward as if nothing had happened. After walking for a while, his figure suddenly turned blurry and clear. Following that, Klein opened his mouth again and read out a name in Jotun. Au? Easy, you need more throat? You need some throat? Coat? I need something, man. Yeah. Pikachu used Thunderbolt. He loses a quick attack. Just as he produced the first syllable, a transparent flame burst out from his body, instantly reducing him to ashes, not giving him a chance to switch places with his marionette. Klein's figure appeared once again. He pressed his hat and walked calmly on the right... What the fuck is going on? He pressed his hat and walked calmly on a hill filled with strange plants. Hera Bergen. Bad Hill. Omebella? There's nothing out of the ordinary. There are no traces of the corresponding divine powers left in the vicinity of the City of Silver. Oh, didn't he say he was going to try preaching to everybody and see if he can get a response? Medici, Ouroboros, Cecere, there are the ones. Neither of them are deities. I thought that the situation at Afternoon Town at the Giant King's Court was due to a special circumstance. Using Cecere's true name outside can activate the powers of degeneration from the forsaken lands of gods. Got it. As a king of angels with the uniqueness, Red Angel is also considered half a true god, yet there aren't any traces left of him. How shameful for a person, no, shameful for a king of angels. As Klein walked down the hill, he followed his spiritual intuition and headed northwest where the city ruins of noise were. He would occasionally take a detour, occasionally using flame jump, and he didn't follow the route that the City of Silver had used to explore reached their destination. Backland late at night, feeling that she had digested the... Oh, we changed POVs. Easy, actually saying everything good? Always, bro. And I have a sore throat today. What are the chances? Feeling that she had digested the potion a little more, Audrey very eagerly used dream traversal to leave her mansion and to enter the various dreams of the surrounding area. Knowing what the current situation was like, she had a strong desire to become a demigod. Just like that, she suddenly saw someone familiar. This was a noble lady who had a good relationship with her. She was a 29-year-old that had married a viscount 2 years ago. Who? At this moment, the lady's room was filled with rose petals. The bed was white, and there was a heart-shaped ring placed on it. As she could hear knocking sounds from the outside. With flushed cheeks, the lady quickly walked over and opened a window. A man wearing a black iron mask and a dark cloak leaped in. He hugged the lady and whispered, "I'll take you away from your suffering." The fuck? Then the two of them started to wrap their bodies around one another as they rolled into bed. As a dream walker who was working hard to digest the potion, Audrey had long seen similar scenes. She had experienced this phase of feeling embarrassed, and she sighed at how everyone's dreams were full of imagination. At that moment, she didn't lose her composure at all. She maintained the etiquette of a spectator as though she was witnessing an overly intense play. Peak scene? Something's peaking, I'll tell you that much. After a brief examination, she discovered a problem. The man wearing the black iron mask wasn't the wife's spouse, but more like a particular playboy in aristocrat circles. Is this a reflection of what's hidden in her heart? Audrey muttered to herself in an academic manner while analyzing the dream. Following that, she traversed into the dream beside her out of curiosity. This dream corresponded to the noble's wife, husband, the Viscount. In the dream, the Viscount was busy attending to a discussion at the House of Lords. Later, he was chased by an earl with a revolver. The latter claimed that he had tricked his daughter. As expected, to a safe zone, the Viscount found his female scenery to vent his fear. Audrey couldn't help but leave the dream, waiting to see the state of the Viscount and his wife was in. Also, it's probably better to stop at 1186 instead of 1165, but your choice. Okay, thank you for the heads up, love. I was gonna read for like about an hour. That way I can play. Just because if I don't play today, I probably won't be able to play like the rest of the week, since I know either Thursday or Friday I'm gonna try to read a lot more to make up for lost time. And the bedroom under the illumination, but thank you for the heads up, love. I got you. In the bedroom under the illumination of the crimson moonlight, the Viscount was hugging his wife on the huge white bed. His wife was hugging him and sleeping in a very intimate manner. Yes, I have to realize that everyone had a dark side to them. It's just a dream that they've had. If conviction for a mere instantaneous thought was carried out, then everyone would descend into hell and no one will be spared, including myself. I can control my dark side, preventing end from ever being realized in the real world. To most people, that's already considered excellent. Audrey increasingly felt that the acting as a dreamwalker was a way to question and hone one's mind and body. She entered the dreamscape again and traversed to another area. Not long after, she arrived at a warm room. This was a dining table placed over a thick carpet. At the seat of honor was a white-haired old lady. To her sides were a middle-aged couple and 3 children who were not of age. They were all enjoying the delicious foods, chanting and laughing. It was dark outside the room. The strong winds made the glass groan and thump as they seemed to brew a horrifying sensation before a disaster struck. What is the owner of this dream bothered about? Audrey retreated from the dream and tried to find an answer from the real world to verify her hypothesis. She then saw a small bed and the white-haired old lady. There were old photo frames on the bedside table of the old lady. They were either wrapped in black cloth or white flowers, consisting of a middle-aged couple and 3 underage children. Audrey suddenly turned her head to look out the window, only to see that there were ruins nearby. One was left behind by an explosion. The young noble lady pursed her lips and suddenly returned to the old lady's dream. She didn't stop the disaster that might happen. She only conjured a chair and sat on it, being a true spectator. She looked at the happy and warm family in a solemn manner. Amidst the howling winds and glass, the room was brightly lit. There was a fragrance of food and laughter everywhere. Audrey had already concluded one of the acting principles of a dreamwalker. A traveler of a dream enters, takes into sights, and records, never interfering. This was a spectator. In St. Samuel Cathedral, having been summoned by Bishop Anthony Unknown. Thank you, man. Dude, thank you so much, man. Thank you. In St. Samuel Cathedral, having been summoned, I think this is one of like the rare times where we had like more than one, man. Dude, that's so crazy, man. Thank you, guys. In St. Samuel Cathedral, having been summoned by Bishop Anthony Stephen, Leonard slowly walked up the spiral staircase under the sunlight that shone in through the stained glass. Suddenly, he saw... Sorry, can you guys hear the music, by the way? I'm finally free and can talk. I'm finally free. Oh, was there a time limit? Oh, you're right. I think there's like a 10-minute time limit, right? Yeah, my bad. I think I have that like for people joining for the first time or something like that. Suddenly, he said with a suppressed voice, "Old man, the secret gathering is about to begin again. Are you really planning to attempt to enter the treasure left behind by the Jacob family at the end of the month?" Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgot I had that part for 10 minutes. Because we've had like Trolls Elite once in the past. And I feel like if I have at least people wait 10 minutes... I feel like Trolls would move on by that point and they try and find someone else. So I was like, that's why I'm gonna leave it at 10 minutes. I'm not sure yet, but this is an opportunity. At the very least, Amon's main body is being tied down by the matter regarding Sephira Castle. He won't suddenly appear. In Leonard's mind, Palazaros replied with a slightly hoarse voice. However, I'm more inclined to reveal the news of the treasure trove. By the way, I'm gonna need your guys' help on creating my original character. I have a template, but I feel like I can still need help because I don't know what the fuck to do for like sealed artifacts or like a mystical item. I want to talk to the people of the gathering to adventure and explore it. Another one? Dude, holy shit, man. Thank you. Is Troll another pathway? Yeah, it can be its own thing. Dude, unknown, man. Dude, you get... Chill. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm more inclined to reveal the news of the treasure trove. I want the people at the gathering to adventure and explore it. We'll stay in the vicinity and observe the situation, taking what I need from their hands. Leonardo was taken aback as he whispered, "Old man, isn't that too sinister?" This was using the members of the Hermit of Fates as tool to step into a trap. Hello, naive childish. You can tell them all the details and let them decide whether they want to go on their own. Palas scoffed. Leonardo didn't mention again. Instead, he asked, "Old man, when can I become a demigod?" Palas chuckled. Oh, shit. Lord of the chat today? Definitely, dude. Palas chuckled. If you can obtain a spirit at the level of your former colleague's messenger, you'll be able to digest a potion by the beginning of next year. However, it's better to act according to my instructions. Engage in a deeper level of acting. Wait till the second half of next year. You'll have the qualifications to try for sequence 4. Of course, I'm not sure if the Church of the Evernight will give you the potion and hold the ritual for you. That high-ranking Daikon named Sesamir... Oh my god, we haven't seen Crescent Sesamir in so long. That high-ranking Daikon named Sesamir Crescent had to wait several years before he truly became a demigod, when he was truly broke out, didn't he? Leonard nodded and asked thoughtfully, "Old man, can you act as a spirit to help me digest the potion? Your level should be higher than Klein's messenger." Palas fell silent for a few seconds before chortling. What a great idea. Is he actually going to help him? How about I help you digest the potion? How? Leonardo knew that old man was mocking him, but he couldn't help but ask. "I'll deeply parasitize you." Nope, that's a bad idea. "I'll deeply parasitize you, gain full control over your body." Palas snapped back. As he spoke, Leonardo came to the open door. Backland's Iosi's archbishop. The fuck? Yo, you guys gotta chill, bro. Yo, D. Wait, what currency is that? I've never seen that symbol in my life. Dude, holy shit. Thank you so much. Everyone sending something? Dude, everybody's sending something today. Holy shit, man. Thank you. Dude, thank you so much. What the fuck? I'm pretty sure it's the first time we've ever had 4 in one stream. As he spoke, Leonardo came to the door. Backlund Diocese Archbishop, he merely shut his mouth, raised his right hand, and knocked on the door. Who are these people? I'm so lost, bro. I know, dude. Come in, Anthony Stephen Glantz. Oh, wait, D. You're at chapter 300? Come in, Anthony Stephen Glantz Leonardo, who had opened the door. You can release the vampire behind Channa's gate. I bet you're like, vampire? Oh, shit, dude. Dude, thank you, man. No, these are recurring characters. No, wait, I think you should be familiar. Some people know. One person definitely you probably don't know, but the others you should hopefully be like remember, like familiar with. Yeah, dude. Hold up. By the way, what was that donation, bro? What is that currency? I've never seen that symbol in my life. What is that? Can't even search. What's going on? Oh, it's in Philippines. You told me to leave stream last time. Oh, you know what, D? I didn't tell you. D, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, because that last one was a really big reveal, dude. Much love from the Philippines. Is Philippine peso? Oh, shit. No, dude. No, dude. Really, dude. Dude, no, it's okay, man. Thank you so much, dude. And anything always helps, man. Dude, from the bottom of my heart, man. Thank you. Also, man, that's always optional, man. Please don't worry that like you have to do something crazy, right? Like, don't worry, man. It's okay, man. It's okay. Thank you so much, dude. Don't worry. Everything that like I have made on YouTube, I'm like saving it to like invest back into it. I bought this damn mic stand that I need to return, by the way. I bought this stupid goose mic and it's too big for this. Like it doesn't fit. I needed like a smaller one. Oh, I'm so mad. Pissed me off, man. Freyo, sorry, not giving more whiz. Took all the rest. No, you're okay, bro. Have you ever bought the other monitor yet? No, I fixed it. Other monitor was a-okay. It took a few days, but we figured it out. It just after a while, it literally fixed itself after a while. I don't know why it was flipping through RGB colors, but no, don't worry. It fixed itself. It ended up fixing itself, so we're okay. Luckily, I didn't have to buy another monitor. Man, those like 2 days, man, where I was only using one monitor sucked, man. It was so hard kind of like doing everything and changing scenes and making sure I wasn't showing like things I wasn't supposed to show, like other chapters and whatnot. Luckily, it all worked out. All right, next chapter. Chapter 1181 is called Noise, Ancient City. Upon hearing the bishop's instructions, Leonard was first taken aback before he inwardly sighed. Mr. Fool's prophecy was really accurate. No, it's not really prophecy. He was already aware of everything. Leonard quickly reined in his thoughts and followed the procedures to get Bishop St. Anthony to give him an official document. Then returned underground and brought 2 members into Channa's Gate. After waiting for the keepers to check the documents, he came to Emily White's room, which was illuminated with shining silver candles that were covered in engraved patterns. He opened the heavy stone door with a brass key. Ghostly blue light entered the cell, stabbing Emlyn White's eyes to the point of him instinctively closing his eyes. His face was much paler than before. His body was much thinner. He exuded a feeling that was a gust of wind that would lift him up at any moment. Thinking of Mr. Fool's answer, Emlyn suddenly felt confident in his current situation. Without opening his eyes, he slowly stood up and chuckled. I knew you would take the initiative to send me out. Would you be disappointed if I said that it was just a routine investigation? Leonard lampooned inwardly and replied without any expression. I'll give you 30 seconds. If you don't leave Channa's Gate within this period, I'll take you as a voluntarily choosing to stay behind. What? As a slightly more senior Nighthawk and a captain of the Red Gloves team for several months, Leonard had rich experiences in dealing with prisoners. Damn, dude. Emily's expression froze. He opened his mouth, wanting to say something, but he ultimately maintained his silence. He walked past Leonard, and his 2 teammates walked out of Channa's Gate. Outside, he suddenly shuddered as if he wanted to purge the chills on his body. Once you return, getting some sunlight would fix you up. Oh, the sun is a rare commodity in Backland's winter, and you vampires don't enjoy sunbathing. Aren't you an apocryphy? You can concoct some medicine from the sun domain yourself. Seeing this, Leonard casually reminded him, Emlyn's condition wasn't the best. On the other hand, he hadn't drunk any... Oh, yeah, he hasn't drunk blood. He hadn't drunk any spirituality containing human's blood for days. He could only rely on the blood of animals as a substitute. On the other hand, it was because he had stayed behind Channis Gate for too long. The power of the Evernight that supported the seal had eaten him into a little, making him require the effects of medicine from the Sun Domain to remove the residual effects. As a potions professor, Emlyn was aware of his physical and mental condition. He didn't retort or nod. He only empathized the word sanguine before asking, "Where's Father Ruchowski?" He still needed to stay a little while longer. I hope this bloody war will end soon. Bro, it has to keep going. I need more. Don't worry, we'll let him come out twice a week to get some sunlight. As for which days they'll be, it'll depend on whether it's backland. Leonardo gave a simple response before sending Emlyn White to the ground on the streets. You sent 5 gift subs. Yo, unknown. Oh shit. Bro. Dude, thank you. Holy shit, man. Thank you, dude. Dude, thank you, man. Dude, that's so fucking badass. What the fuck, man? Thank you. As for which day they'll be, it depends on whether it's backline. What the fuck, man? That's crazy. Man, you guys are amazing, dude. What the fuck, man? I don't know. I don't think I've said thank you enough, man. Leonardo gave a simple response before sending Emlyn White to the ground and onto the streets. Emlyn hesitated for a moment before asking, "Where's the nearest hospital? What do you want?" Leonardo asked in a professional manner. Now you guys can spam those badass emotes, dude. Get a blood transfusion. Emlyn raised his chin slightly. We do need an absolute cinema emote. I know. I gotta do that one, though. Get a blood transfusion. Emlyn raised his chin slightly, trying his best not to change his expression. A blood transfusion, more like drinking blood. Leonardo didn't call him out. He pointed in one direction and gave him the address. After watching the Sanguine Viscount leave, he returned underground and began discussing a recent case with his team members. After several days of traveling, Klein finally arrived near Noise City ruins in the north. This was equally a desolate plain. The dried riverbed left traces of itself on the ground. Looking at the dark, shadowy city that was filled with a thin fog, he was in no hurry to get close. Instead, he found a hidden spot and muttered the honorific name of Mr. Fool. Following that, he took 4 steps counterclockwise and recited the incantation before entering the world above the Great Fog. Dude, thank you guys for subscribing, dude. To return to Sephira Castle with just a thought, he needed the prayers of the Terror Club members to stack together. Ah, just like earlier with Amon. To stack together, forming a strong and firm anchor. That way, it would provide the Fool with sufficient summoning power. With the help of the prayer light, Klein used his true vision to check the situation and Noise ruins from afar. He discovered that the thin fog was slowly dissipating, but it couldn't completely dissipate. On the surface of the city, there wasn't a single spirit body thread. The people who were dressed in linen robes or animal hides were lying in different spots on the streets. They weren't as lively and busy as the time the City of Silver's expedition team visited. After the angel or sealed artifact that occupied this city discovered that their whereabouts were exposed, they chose to migrate. As Klein made a guess based on the situation in front of him, he retreated his gaze and looked at the grayish-white fog that held up Sephira Castle. Yo, man, take care, man. Yeah, what's up, John? Haven't been to one of these in a while. Yo, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. He was trying to prevent the Miracle Evoker or the Attendant of the Mysteries or the corresponding sealed artifact from hiding in the historical void and ambushing the Beyonders of the ancient Noise City. He didn't wish to directly encounter a cluster of translucent maggots and twist it into a huge vortex. What's your name? Holy shit, man. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Everyone's sending you watch episode 1 of Link Cage. I have not watched it. Dude, I put it on and knocked out on YouTube. I know, I'm sorry. I was watching let me pause this. I was watching How I Met Your Mother with my girl, and we fell asleep as she fell asleep and like, I can finally watch Link Cage. I fell asleep. I know. Bad. It was definitely a boomer moment, so I gotta watch it today. Off stream. And ambushing the Beyonders of the ancient Noise City. He didn't wish to directly encounter a cluster of translucent maggots that twitched into a huge vortex when he leaped into the fog of history, nor did he wish to be pursued by those terrifying tentacles. The ambush that Zartul had laid for him still left Klein feeling a lingering sense of fear. I'd be fucking traumatized after that shit, man. From time to time, he would have nightmares hoping to seek Miss for another round of treatment or psychological trauma. After waiting for the Sanguine Viscount to leave, he returned to the underground and began to discuss a recent case with his team members. After several days of traveling, Klein finally arrived near Noise City ruins in the north. This was equally a desolate plain. The dread riverbed left traces of itself on the ground. Looking at the dark, shadowy city that filled with a thin fog, he was in no hurry to get close. Instead, he found a hidden spot that muttered the honorific name of Mr. Fool. Following that, he took 4 steps counterclockwise and recited the incantation before entering the world above the Great Fog. To return to Sephira Castle with just a thought, he needed the prayers of the Terror Club members to stack together. I just fucking read this. I just read this. Time loop. With the help of the Prayer of Light, Klein used his true vision to check the situation of Noise Ruins from afar. He discovered that the thin fog was slowly dissipating, but it couldn't completely dissipate. On the surface of the city, there wasn't a single spirit body thread. The people who were dressed in linen robes or animal hides were lying in different spots on the streets. They weren't as lively and busy as the time of City Silver's expedition team visit. No, easy. I know, dude, I'm tripping. Dude, I'm not in streamer mode, if you can tell today. I know, I apologize for that, man. After the angel or sealed artifact that occupied this city discovered that their whereabouts were exposed, they chose to migrate. This was the last thing I read. As Klein made a guess based on the situation in front of him, he retracted his gaze and looked up at the grayish-white fog that held up Sephira Castle. He was trying to prevent Miracle Evoker or Attendant of Mysteries or the corresponding sealed artifact from hiding in the historical void and ambushing the Beyonders of the ancient Noise City. I gotta use my fucking finger. He didn't wish to directly encounter a cluster of translucent maggots that twisted into a huge vortex when he leaped into the fog of history, nor did he wish to be pursued by those terrifying tentacles. The ambush that Zartul had laid for him still felt Klein feeling a lingering sense of fear. From time to time, he would have nightmares hoping to seek... I literally just fucking reread this whole page. Hoping to seek misjustice for another round of treatment for psychological trauma. This stimulus was worse than seeing his marionette Uni wear a monocle in front of him where his body remained completely immobile. This was because he had implicated the Hounds of Fulgrim. After confirming the historical void was safe, Klein returned to the real world. He stretched out his hand, grabbed and pulled out his former self. The former self was also wearing a soap-top hat, a black trench coat, and holding a simple glass lantern. At the next second, he jumped into the grayish-white fog and followed the illuminated spot into the historical void, running all the way to a period before the first epoch. In that city of a long-dead civilization, to him, this was a very ingenious safe house. This is because, aside from him, no scholar of Yord could trace back this lost piece of history. Of course, to him, coming all the way here had required him to expend a lot of his spirituality. He could only stay there for another 15 minutes at most, and that was only if he didn't make any burdening attempts at summoning historical void projections. After hiding his true body, Klein's projection in the real world moved forward. He quickly arriving outside of Noise Ruins, he didn't blindly approach or enter. After circling to a small mound opposite that dried riverbed, he raised his right hand and summoned his original marionette. The cold Earl of the... Original marionette? The cold Earl of the fallen Conus Kilgore? I'm sorry, Conus Kilgore? We haven't seen this bitch in a while. The cold Earl of the fallen Conus Kilgore with dark blue eyes. Conus' body squirmed and instantly transformed into Gurman Sparrow. Then he reached out and took out a lantern from the historical void of the historical projection, who summoned a historical projection had disordered the distance under the dim yellow light of the lantern. In a few steps, he arrived outside of Noise alone. With the lantern in hand, he passed through the rotten buildings and passed through the thin fog before entering the ruins. Compared to using his true vision above the gray fog, actual contact made him discover more details. The humans and monsters lying in different spots had signs of decay, as though they had been abandoned for some time. Some of them sat on the chairs under the eaves of the house, others slumped beside stoves, some held moldly bread while others held hands. There were some leaning against the walls and sitting on the ground, their lips pressed against a bone flute. This allowed Klein to imagine the situation in the city back when they were living. Some of them were slacking off and resting, some were baking food, and others were shopping alone on the street. Others were focused on music, and some came and went, laughing nonstop. There were also other figure monsters in the area. This was such a lively and bustling scene, but in reality, everyone had already died and were no longer in possession of their souls. They were only repeating predetermined actions, and one day this strange scene froze with time, and everyone collapsed without any warning. A city formed by marionettes, the most realistic theater back then. The Fog Town was in a similar situation. Although I'm also here, I still have to say that in terms of horror, terror, and bizarreness, our Pathways is definitely ranked amongst the top three. The top three. Could it be that I'll be acting the same manner in the future? Attendant of Mysteries, with a lantern in hand, Klein oh, I didn't think about that. Would he be acting like Attendant of Mysteries? With a lantern in hand, Klein walked through... Yeah, no shit, yeah. Klein walked through the streets that were littered with corpses. He followed his spiritual intuition and headed for the ancient Noise City Center. The situation here made him believe that the person who had once ruled Noise Ruins definitely had enough intelligence. After the City of Silver's expedition team broke the peace and serenity here, the entity didn't choose to kill or destroy any clues. Instead, this place was abandoned without hesitation before the entity migrated elsewhere. The reason why the City of Silver was in silence probably had to do with an Amon parasite following behind. Yes, it could be also because of the true creator, and he casually let his thoughts wander. Klein quickly arrived at a relatively intact cathedral. Inside of the cathedral stood a statue of a demonic wolf with 8 legs, okay? It was covered with short and dark hair. There was a tuft of grayish-white fur at the top of the statue head. Its pitch-black pupils covered at least 3/4 of its eyes. It's not Flagera, the dark demonic wolf that occasionally appeared in the third epoch of the god of wishes. He has been in forsaken lands of gods for thousands of years and had finally found that sequence one beyond a characteristic. Just as this thought flashed through his mind, Klein suddenly heard footsteps coming resounding one after another. Standing sideways, he merely cast his gaze outside the cathedral. He saw a figure slowly walking through the thin fog before its outline quickly formed. He was nearly 2.3 meters tall, with a slightly hunched to his back, with grizzled hair wrinkled at the corners of his eyes and a scar at the corner of his mouth. He looked like an old priest or bishop while donning a long black clergyman's robe. Who the fuck is this? His dark brown eyes were calm, unlike the monsters deep in the darkness who were bloodthirsty and zero intelligence. However, in the long, quiet night of the low-frequency lightning, this clergyman didn't carry any animal hide lanterns or have any fire lit. He just quietly walked through the thin fog? The holy word? Who the fuck is this? What? Next chapter. Going straight into it. Heads up. I think I might only read 4 chapters. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm only gonna read 4 chapters, and then that way we read more tomorrow. Just heads up. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read a lot. Just because I know if I just keep reading, I won't be able to play today when the content dropped, and then like. And I kind of just want to play a little bit. Scamsy? No, I'm not trying to scam you. Well, no, we're not scamming. We're not scamming. Wait, we're not scamming. Well, look, don't worry, because Friday we're gonna be reading a lot earlier, so it's worth it. We're gonna make up for a shitload of lost time. Bros jumping to play. I really want to play, man. Like today's like one of those days where I just want a game, but like I want to at least read 4 to 5 chapters. Did you see that the game is canon to LOT? I heard. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yes, Wind Valley posted something, and I was gonna cover that. Thank you for reminding me, Unknown. Yeah. Oh my god, I have it bookmarked on Twitter. One sec. I literally forgot about that. I actually have that bookmarked. Hold up, give me a sec. How the fuck do I check my bookmarks? No, not lists. Where are my bookmarks? I think Wind Valley. Yeah, I have it right here. I have his tweet. Yeah, I have his tweet. I forgot I had it bookmarked. Oh shit, yeah, so I need to read that later, man. Alright, but for now, thank you for reminding me about that, Unknown. But for now, let's keep reading. Chapter 1182 is called The Holy Word. Although it has been less than a week since he entered the lands of the gods, Klein had long gotten a good understanding of the place through Little Sun. He knew that normal humans, even saints, had to use fire to create light in the darkness, so how is he doing it? Otherwise, it was very easy for them to encounter dangerous monsters lurking in the depths of the darkness, or be secretly devoured, disappearing without a trace, never to be found again. And at that moment, the elderly clergyman wasn't carrying any animal hide lanterns. Instead, he passed through the fog and darkness and slowly entered the cathedral that was illuminated by the dim yellow light. If it wasn't for his deep and calm eyes that didn't show any signs of madness, Klein's first reaction would have been that he had encountered a special monster. Of course, having a normal person's state of mind and being immersed in darkness were contradictory traits, and living creatures with any semblance of normal intelligence could easily come up with a conclusion that this person might even be more terrifying than special monsters. Klein had only met one person who could pass through the darkness without being affected by it while having sufficient intelligence. Blasphemer Amon. Wait, we ran into him? Why does he look like a clergyman? Sensing that the faint yellow light was reflected on his face, the tall black robed clergyman with a slightly hunched back stopped in his tracks. Looking at a demonic wolf statue, he hoarsely asked, where did the owner of this city go? So it's not him. Klein was the kind of person who would first try his best to resolve a problem peacefully if a fight with a stranger could be avoided. As he raised his guard, he calmly replied, I don't know where either. I just encountered the city. Who knows where the owner went? Just as he said that, the entire cathedral dimmed. A thin fog surged in like a tidal wave from the outside, drowning the interior. Now he's just jumping. He's comparing. So he's comparing it to Amon. Got it. The lantern in Klein's hand failed miserably at illuminating the windows at the situation at the door. It was dark outside and nothing could be seen. In the blink of an eye, the cathedral that worshipped the demonic wolf statue seemed to be isolated from Noise City. It was unknown where it was located. Klein's pupils dilated slightly as he looked at the clergyman with wrinkles and white hair. He asked in a deep voice, who are you? The hunched clergyman replied in a condescending manner, I am attended by the Lord's side. If it's the Lord, like the true creator, I'm the angel of the holy word, Steph. I walked this land of the past that the Lord had passed on, doing so on his behalf in search of the blasphemer hidden in the darkness. What the fuck? He's trying to find him on. As he spoke, the elder's figure expanded to a height of 4 meters tall. What the fuck? He got bigger? Behind him, black illusionary feathers appeared. Feathers? Black feathers? Their shadows intersected and formed 4 pairs of gloomy but holy wings. What the fuck is this? Angel of the holy word Steph and attended by the Lord's side. It has to be Lord. Probably true creator because, yeah. It has to be the true creator. Yeah, come on. That's like the only one that'd be referenced in the City of Silver. Angel of the holy word Steph and attended by the Lord's side, the land of the past. This is the blessed of the... This is the blessed of the true creator, the angel of fate's subordinate, a member of the Rose Redemption. It is no wonder that he can walk into darkness. He has the powers of degeneration protecting him. That evil god is still searching for the beyond or characteristic of the attendant of mysteries. Klein had no choice but to raise his head and lock eyes with a clergyman who, despite wearing a black robe, had four pairs of angel wings on his back. What the fuck? This high-level existence angel formed remained wrinkles with grazing hair. There was a sense of contradiction in everything about him. Pretending that he had never made an enemy of the Aurora Order, he calmly said, that blasphemer has long fled. I am also searching for him. After staring at Klein for 2 seconds, the angel of the holy word asked in a low voice, who are you? It won't be convenient saying it out directly. Klein sighed and smiled. I'm a lonely traveler. That's seeking the light. That's light seeking, man. After he gave the reply, he suddenly felt an extreme sense of darkness devouring within him. It then sank down and merged with the shadow created by the lantern. The pitch black figure abruptly warped and came to life, stretching itself out to become another German sparrow, one with sinister and ferocious eyes and solitary demeanor. So it's another one. This, Klein's pupils constricted. Without any hesitation, he reached out his right hand and grabbed outwards at the air. At this point, if he hadn't guessed that Steph was using his answer, he should have joined the Aurora Order and made the true creator his god. Oh, hell no. At this, I'm sorry, is there artwork on Steph? At this moment, he already knew what it meant to be the angel of the Holy Land. This was clearly the angel of the evil world. By using a person's reply, he could extract a portion of the ambiguity or expand it or to create the effects of the spirit language. When Klein said that he didn't know where the owner of that city had gone, Steph extracted the words, I don't know where I went, trapping himself and isolating himself from the outside world. When this angel revealed his identity, every word was enhanced, his level and strength. When Klein answered who he was, it ended up separating a lonely traveler from him. From that moment, he appeared in Noise City. There was a strong sense of malice in the black robe Steph. And just as Klein was attempting to summon a particular image from the historical void, the sinister German sparrow seemed to share the same thoughts as he did. He too grabbed at the same projection, canceling each other out. Seeing that his powers as a scholar of yore had been restrained, Klein's eyes narrowed. Without any hesitation, he opened his mouth and said a word in Jotun. But in that second, the word was stolen. Standing at about 4 meters tall, he that stopped at the angel of the holy. Oh my god, I can't read. This is gonna look exciting. Standing at 4 meters tall, the stooped angel of the holy word Steph had at some point in time grown a head covered in blood on his left shoulder. It looked very similar to him, but was much younger. A person who was approximately in his 40s. Around the head were 2 skinless arms that had mangled flesh. They had grazed different souls and had used the Beyonder powers that could steal thoughts. At the same time, another bloody head grew on Steph's right shoulder, one that looked to be in his 20s. Among the 3 heads, one grazed souls of the stolen Klein's thoughts, while the other was staring coldly at the target, deepening the self-awareness of the lonely traveler. The last one opened his mouth and said, "You lie." He's not lying, he's just a half-truth. You are the person who destroyed the son of the god's descent ritual and interfered with the Lord's descent twice. Oh, shit. You are one of the targets I'm looking for. Oh, shit, get out of here. The corner of Klein's mouth twitched as he calmly said in a word in Jotun, Leo Darrow. This was the true name of the Lords of Storms. I'm sorry, is Leo Darrow going to appear? The reason why this thought wasn't stolen was because he had lined up his subsequent actions. The line was filled with the same content. It didn't matter if the first thought was stolen, as it didn't affect the subsequent thoughts. This was a precious experience he had gained from fighting Amon, okay? Of course, if he were to meet Amon again, he suspected that such a method might not work, or might not work once. One of the gods of mischief was prepared. He would have definitely come up with something new. As soon as he finished speaking, the eyes of the angel of the holy angel staff lit up with bolts of silver lightning. Oh shit! He's helping him. They covered the entirety of Noise City, and they tore through the darkness that enveloped the cathedral. They tore apart all the corruption, concealment, darkness, vileness, and evilness. Inside, Clyde and the sinister Grimsborough were situated at the eyes of the lightning storm. Without even a grunt, they dissipated. Then the terrifying slivery white twice electric bolt snaked the area and swallowed the demonic wolf statue as well as the angel of the holy word staff. Amidst the dull rumbling sounds, the ancient city noise completely collapsed, becoming a true ruin. Oh shit, it's gone just like that. At the opposite side of the dried up river bed, Klein's historical projection quickly faded away, returning to the real world. Wow, I read that's so weird. Right on the heels of that, Klein immediately used Flaming Jump to distance himself from Noise Ruins. During this process, he pulled out a few paper figurines and made them into angels to cover his tracks. The desolate plains returned to its state of dead silence once again. After an unknown period of time, the ruins where the cathedral stood shook. Steph slowly stood up amidst the crumbling dust of rock. His completely white hair had thinned again, and his deep black clergyman robe became tattered. The angel of the holy word left Noise ancient city in silence, got his bearings, and walked deep into the darkness. Half a day later, a figure approached the city ruins from another direction. It was none other than Klein. Reminded me as easy ever read the volume. I haven't read it yet. No, I haven't read it. I haven't read it yet. Wind Valley. I literally still have it open right here, dude. I saw when you tweeted it out. I have it bookmarked. I haven't read it yet. I'll make that its own video. I got you though. But I think today I'm just gonna read like 4 chapters. I'm only gonna read for like an hour because I did want to play the Monster Hunter update today. Yeah, so I'm sorry for that, guys. It was none other than Klein who had made a huge detour. He hadn't had the chance to check the ancient city of the Noise previously, and his return this time was motivated by the hope of finding actual clues of the existence. Oh yeah, it looks hype, dude. I want to check it out, man. At a relatively far distance away, Klein repeated his observations above the Great Fog, summoning the historical projection and hidden ancient times, using this projection to summon another historical projection. After finishing his preparations, I also saw your thing on the MMO that's canon, so I also bookmarked that. I was going to read it later. After finishing his preparations, I know I've been seeing every time you update something, dude, because you're always up on it, dude. It's crazy, dude. After finishing his preparations, he stepped into Noise once again and returned to the cathedral in absolute silence. Along the way, the corpses that had been lying dead on the ground had either turned to ash or turned to charred remains, devoid of that creepy and harrowing feeling. That feeling named Steph didn't die, and he's still here. Damn. From the looks of it, the remnant divine powers of the storm here can only injure an angel. Klein stopped in front of the ruined cathedral and muttered to himself wistfully. Of course, he only found it a little regretful. He didn't expect to finish off an angel so easily. As he swept his gaze, he saw a few pieces of the demonic wolf statue. The surface of its white, dark black, and the inside were dark red. Nothing like commonly seen stone. So it's a different material. These stones must be extraordinary for them to be used by the dark demonic wolf for his statue. Furthermore, I'm sorry. What does that mean? Furthermore, they don't look like somebody produced in the vicinity. Perhaps I can seek out the area of the dark demonic wolf hid prior to the Noise City by investigating them. As a miracle invoker or even the attendant of mysteries, that dark demonic wolf must be good at covering his tracks. It'll be very difficult to track his whereabouts directly, but if I can find most of the areas he hid previously, I should be able to gain insight into his habits and styles. Once I know a person's past, I can predict his future. As he thought that, he took 2 steps forward and bent down and attempted to pick up a fragment of the statue. At that moment, a charred hand suddenly reached out and blocked his finger. What the fuck? From the corner of his eyes, he saw a charred corpse standing up. The charred corpse other hand held onto a crystal monocle. Oh shit. Is it Amon? What the fuck? The charred corpse other hand held onto a crystal monocle and wore it on its left eye. Oh wait, it's on his left eye, not his right eye. Amon, left eye. Klein's heart tightened at first before a strong sense of doubt and suspicion. He's lying. Somebody is lying just like he did. Doubt and suspicion surfaced within him. In the next second, the charred corpse smiled and said, "Sorry, I wore it on the wrong side." As it spoke, it took off the monocle and moved to his right eye. Fuck. Who is this supposed to be? He is trolling. Somebody is trolling him. Just like when he tried to troll Medici, they fucking did the same thing to him. But he caught it so quickly, dude. Oh, that's funny. All right, I'll be honest. I think I'm gonna just do one more chapter because I do want to play some video games today. I know. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. So this is gonna be a short video today. Let's do this. Let's see. Change 11183. All right. It's Amon's avatar? I don't think so, because he's saying he's wearing it on his wrong eye. Even up until this point, I don't think I've ever seen his avatar, or at least I don't think it's been specifically stated, but I don't think I've ever seen his avatars wear it on the left side. They usually always wear on the right. But I guess we're gonna find out right now. We're definitely about to find out. All right, we're gonna find out right here, right now. All right. Chapter 1183 is called Klein's Advantage. Once again, Klein understood why Amon was the god of mischief. Oh, wait, it might be him. At that moment, he didn't even have the desire to lampoon. All he wanted was to immediately end the historical projection and escape from the Amon. No, the Amons in front of him. The charred corpse that had been parasitized wiped the suit from its face. Before Klein disappeared, it said with a smile, "There's no rush. You are just a projection from the historical void." Oh! You are just a projection from the historical void. I can't really parasitize you, and you should know very well that I'm not alone. It's difficult for you to launch an effective counterattack. With a simple lantern in hand, Klein thought suddenly. He picked up a piece of the black sculpture fragment that had red insides, and he cautiously asked, "What exactly do you want to say?" At that moment, Amon had already changed back into his appearance. The only problem was that his skin remained darker. He adjusted his crystal molecule and chuckled. "You know that I'm aware that you're searching for the dark demonic wolf in an attempt to obtain the miracle invokers beyond our... How the fuck would he know that? He's good. In an attempt to obtain the miracle invokers beyond our characteristic from him, I happen to be very interested as well. Why don't we play another game and see who can get it and who can get to it first? What's the point of that? It's not like I won't pursue it or think of snatching it if I don't play this game." After 2 seconds of silence, he shook his head. "I refuse." Easy, say monocle. Monocle, not monocule, my bad. Monocle. The fuck was that, man? I will use text to speech right now. I got you, Anon. I got you. After 2 seconds of silence, he shook his head. Wait, no, I'm lying. He shook his head because he cannot pronounce monocule. We're about to find out.
He adjusted his crystal monocle and...
Monocle. Yeah, just... Manacle. He adjusted his crystal manacle and chuckled. "You know that I'm aware that you're searching for the dark demonic wolf in an attempt to obtain the miracle invokers beyond a characteristic from him. I happen to be very interested as well. Why don't we play another game and see who can get to it first? What's the point of that? It's not like I won't pursue it or think of snatching it if I don't play this game." After 2 seconds of silence, he shook his head. "I refuse." He had no intention of listening to what conditions Amon would suffer. The more he heard from a top cheat, the more he would suffer. Amon shook his head without a hint of anger. "You'll regret this. I had originally planned to use a miracle invoker's beyond a characteristic to exchange for Sephira Castle with you, and also give you a period of time to transfer the secret gathering your organization. And now I can only consider stealing your fate directly? I will carry the burden of the corrosion from the source. Yes, although it's dangerous, it's still thrilling enough." Oh shit, he wants a thrill. "I'm already prepared to accept it and see who will eventually control the flow. With my father's experience, I believe I won't perform too poorly." What? Corrosion from the source? Easy, one day we're reading, just remove a molecule and wear it. The reactions would be so good from chat. Wait, while reading, just remove a monocle and wear it? The reaction, dude, that'd be funny. I feel like I need to get like a very high-end monocle, man. The experience of the ancient sun god, Klein originally didn't wish to continue discussing the topic of the miracle invoker beyond her characteristics and Sephira Castle, but when he heard that, his heart stirred. He recalled Amon's description and couldn't help but ask, "The source refers to the oldest one?" Oh shit. The source refers to the oldest one, the first creator, dude. He desperately wanted to know what sort of unbearable fate Sephira Castle would bring him. Amon pinched the edge of his monocle and looked at him for a few seconds before suddenly smiling. "It's better if I... Oh, come on, man. It's better if I don't answer this question directly, as you won't believe every word I say." Come on. At this point, I would believe whatever they say. Oh my god, dude. The first creator. Oh shit. Tell me, all determined its authenticity. Klein suppressed the urge to blurt out and calmly replied, "Maybe it's just because you haven't made up the reason yet." Amon didn't mind at all, and he smiled and said, "You can think of it that way too, huh? At times the truth that you discovered for yourself is definitely more agreeable than what others tell you. If you have the time, you can wander around the forsaken lands of gods. This should provide you with more clues. Of course, if you have the guts to enter Chernobyl..." I'm sorry, what the fuck? If you have the guts to enter Chernobyl, then you would know more. Klein didn't pursue this matter any further. After staring at the collapsed cathedral that was bathed in the faint yellow light, he casually said that a dark demonic wolf hurriedly migrated because of the discovery of your existence. Holy shit. Amon nodded slightly and said, yo, what's up, dude? What's up? Long time no see, Alma. Good night, Easy. Yeah, good night, man. Long time no see. Amon nodded slightly and said, it wasn't just me. He also sensed the hanged man's gaze. He had been hiding in the forsaken lands of gods for thousands of years. He is very sensitive to such matters. A Sequence 2 angel, perhaps even a Sequence 1 angel, can only play hide and seek in the forsaken lands of gods and live in such an abject life. Isn't the environment here a little too harsh? Klein sighed inwardly before saying, you must leave... You must have left more than one avatar in the City of Silver. Why didn't you try to stop me from reviving there? Why didn't you send more powerful avatars over? Amon nudged the bottom of his monocle with his right index finger and laughed. If that happens, you'll choose to revive in the outside world. This will cause quite a bit of trouble for my follow-up tracking. We'll see about that. If we were to relax a little due to the existence of the miracle invoker beyond your characteristics in the forsaken lands of the gods, you would most likely be resurrected here. In the following game, the only things that we need to consider are the Hanged Man and Ouroboros. Oh shit. Say monocle? Monocle. 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 We got it right. Right? Just as I thought, Klein said after some thought, even in the same region, as long as you exceed a certain distance, your true body and avatars have no way of instantly merging or switching locations. Yeah, there's a distance. Nice. Yeah, man. We fucking did it. Back when you first entered the Forsaken Lands of Gods, you were able to transform back into your true form because the anomalies with Sephira Castle had similarly interfered with the area here, allowing your true body to sense something. You went to the entrance and advanced to wait. After Ouroboros? After hearing what he said was small, Amon asked without answering, what's your guess? Why don't you guess if I've turned back into my original form? Klein raised his right hand and covered his mouth. After pondering for a few seconds, he revealed a smile. I guess your other avatars are setting up a corresponding ritual to allow your true body to descend directly. Before he could finish his sentence, his figure rapidly turned incorporeal and dissipated. The historical void protection was dispelled. In the wilderness outside the ancient city of Noise, the air around the hidden Klein suddenly stirred. In mid-air, there was a series of illusory monocles. In the air? In the wilderness outside the ancient city of Noise, the air around the hiding Klein suddenly stirred. In mid-air, there were a series of illusory monocles. They stared at Klein's figure as if... What the fuck? They stared at Klein's figures as if saying that they had finally found him. However, Klein's figure rapidly faded away. Back when Amon moved the monocle to his right eye, Klein had already returned to the ancient history to the real world. Oh shit, he dipped. With the help of the paper angel, he had used Flaming Jump and the other Beyonder powers to quickly leave. The reason why his historical projection was able to speak to Amon rather normally was because he was essentially a marionette. His historical projection was essentially a marionette. I think he mentioned that in Volume 5. Are you enjoying reading? I'm loving it, man. Wow, I sounded like the McDonald's ad. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, man. Oh my god, I keep saying it. I'm loving it. No, I genuinely love it. I know it's getting a little hard for me to read at some points, and I do feel a little bit low energy, but dude, I love this series, man. It's really different from anything I've ever read, like, because I've literally have never read a web novel or like in my life, especially this much. Like, I've read a little bit of ReZero in the past, like after season 1, season 2, but like that's kind of been about the extent, or like other light novels. But I love it, man. It's such a huge change from shit I've read up until this point. Meanwhile, in the process of escaping away, I skip a sentence. Let's go up one. I'm loving it. Definitely, man. Play the music. Da, 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 da. Back when Amon moved the monocles, right eye, Flaming Jump and Beyond. Okay. The reason why his historical projection was able to speak to Amon rather normally was because he was essentially a marionette. It was Conus Kilgore in the form of German Sparrow. He had a worm of spirit that came from history inside him and was controlled by Klein's projection outside the city. Meanwhile, in the process of escaping far away, Klein frequently entered the historical void, allowing the projection outside the city to intermittently regain consciousness and maintain control of his marionette. Pharma R-ing? Hell yeah, dude. I was about to reread the sentence. This caused a person who had spoken to Amon to fall into deep thought from time to time. He would either stare with a focused look for a few seconds or seemingly need time to recall what Amon had said. Against the god of the sea, Klein didn't dare to be careless. After leaving Noise City, he circled around 2 more times and used his true vision to inspect his surroundings above the gray fog. Only then did he slow down. The corrosion that comes from the source, I wonder if Amon is bluffing me. Indeed, I'll have to enter Chernobyl one day and take a look. Holy shit, dude. But I have to become a miracle invoker, doing so after I have self-preservation. But I wonder if there's still like radiation, dude. What the fuck? But I have to become a miracle invoker, doing so after I have self-preservation abilities to a certain degree. Otherwise, I'll just be knocking on death's door, definitely courting death. With a lantern that the Nits had sacrificed, Klein casually proceeded in the dark environment of the weeds. Thanks to the experiences, he finally had a deeper understanding of the danger of the forsaken lands of the gods. Extremely harsh and warped environment, crazy cultists, fallen angels, groups of Amons wandering about, and mythical creatures lurking in the darkness. Somewhere here, there are evil gods watching everything. I can stir remnant divine powers that others can as well. As expected of the forsaken lands of gods watching everything, I can stir the... Wait, so he can. I can stir the divine powers that others can as well. As expected of the forsaken lands of gods, the danger level far exceeds my imagination. As he sighed, he turned his attention back to the dark demonic wolf. To be frank, he didn't think he had any advantage in tracking this mythical creature. Be it his understanding of the forsaken lands of gods or his confidence in the target situation, he was far inferior to Amon, who had been exploring the area for more than 1,000 years, as well as the true creator's bless, who had the benefit of this place being their home ground. My only advantage is that I share the same sheer pathways of Dark Demonic Wolf. Furthermore, I have Sephira Castle, so there is a strong inclination for Beyond characteristics convergence. This will have a certain effect on fate and judgment. However, Amon is a king of angels of a neighboring pathway. There is also the law of Beyond characteristics convergence between him and the Dark Demonic Wolf. The effects won't be any weaker than mine. Klein considered carefully for a moment when he suddenly had an idea. What? He had found his best advantage. The advantage was he was very weak. Compared to Amon, the true creator's attendant and the Dark Demonic Wolf, he's fucking strong, but he's very weak compared to that. He was very weak. Under normal circumstances, this was a disadvantage, but at times it was possible that it could bring him something that he wanted. My level is low and I'm weak. This means I can become the hunting target for the Dark Demonic Wolf instead. It's very difficult for me to find him, so why don't I get him to come and find me instead? So we go the other way around. Get him to find you. A scholar of yore might not necessarily interest the Dark Demonic Wolf, but if this scholar of yore can still trigger Sephira Castle, that a whole other matter. I can stir Sephira Castle from time to time, leaving behind traces of the... Oh, he's going to lure him in. He's going to bait him out. With Sephira Castle? It's a high-level zone. So he's baiting him out with Sephira Castle. I can stir Sephira Castle from time to time, leaving behind traces of the Grey Fox aura as bait for the Dark Demonic Wolf. The more he thought, the more viable he believed in. That is actually a really good spot. I got you. We're going to do that right now when we finish this chapter. I got you. We'll put it up. Of course, I didn't even think about that. Of course, this was definitely very dangerous. Oh, and then I turn on the light and it's illuminated. You're a genius username. Of course, this was definitely very dangerous. If he wasn't careful, he might accidentally bait Amon or even the true creator, and the Dark Demonic Wolf might very likely choose to observe first before suddenly launching an attack and not give him a chance to prepare. Before taking this approach, I have to make sufficient preparations. There's no need to rush it. Taking a deep breath, Klein reached out his hand and pulled out the Black Demonic Wolf sculpture fragment that was red on the inside. Although he had failed to obtain the item due to Amon's obstruction, this didn't stop him from taking it out of the historical void. This is because he had already seen it and had touched it, and the item itself wasn't at a high level. At this moment, he wanted to use the fragment to search for the hiding spot of the Dark Demonic Wolf by analyzing it in reverse and figuring out its modus operandi. I think I said it right. Operandi. I know I am. Thanks, man. In the wilderness ruled by darkness, Klein lifted the lantern that emitted a faint yellow light. He got his bearings and changed direction before slowly entering. Backland Hillstonborough, Force, who had just gone out traveling once again, finally received a reply from her teacher. Dorian Gray Abraham fucking responded. Damn. All right. Next time, tomorrow, we'll be reading from Record 1184. All right. Let me just do my timestamp. I don't think there's any artwork today. I know, I'm sorry, I really do apologize from the bottom of my heart that we literally only read fucking 4 chapters, man. I'm sorry. How about you stay all night? No, I can't, man. I wish. I can't, man. Look, man, like, for me, I literally need to be bed in like 4 to 5 hours. Like, I wish, man. But Thursday, I mean... I think someone's going to take another sick day. I think I'm going to be a little bit sick Thursday. So I'll be able to stream a lot earlier than I normally do when I'd be away from my PC. because at nighttime I was gonna watch the new Critical Role campaign. Definitely Unstatus. Like, dude, it's bad, man. If I ruin my sleep schedule at least once, it fucks up my whole day. It fucks me up when I wake up to exercise. It fucks me up at work, and then it fucks me up when I stream, because then like I'm too tired to even do it, like all of that, and then IRL just becomes like obsolete, like not non-important, you know. All right, so let's do this. So we're gonna go put that up here. I got you. It's bad, man. I'm telling you, it's really bad. So like, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Oh no, I can't put anything above. It's too wide. It fall. Yeah, like that. Like it fall off. Yeah, there's only like a little bit of space. Yeah, there's only like a little bit of space. I'll see. Maybe I'll prop it up somewhere over here. I'll see. Let me see if I can find a way to prop it up somewhere over here. I think that'll be better. Or maybe if I put it at the very top, I can kind of like have it laid back on my Cowboy Bebop poster. We'll see. I'll see a better way to like kind of like prop it up. That way you guys can see it. All right. That being said, though, I'm sorry. It is a very short read through today. I'll try and find a better spot to put the book. Don't worry. I'll see right now. I'll see what's a better spot. By the way, man, that was an amazing idea. No above. I know. I'll look into it. Nah, this place is best for now. Just easy to hide if you lean. Yeah, I guess. Like, yeah, you're right. All right, man. That being said, though, we're getting more shit on the original creator. So Amon knows something. I'm sorry. It was mentioned this chapter, right? Yeah, it was mentioned this chapter that he probably knows something. What the fuck? Dude, unknown? Thank you. Dude, I'm sorry. This is our 10th super on a live stream. I don't think we've ever had 10 supers on the live stream. I know, don't worry, we're gonna do more lore tomorrow. Dude, holy shit, man. Thank you so much. Dude, thank you. Look at that. It says, look, I got a little notification. Can you guys see it? Yeah, look, it says, let's celebrate on their 10th super on this live stream. Holy shit, man. Thank you. Dude, it's just a random, you know what? It's not a random. It's a Monday. It's Monday tarot time. Nothing big happened really. I know. Nothing big happened really. We only read 4 chapters. And like, yeah, I know. There's not that many people who was watching today, man. But thank you guys. Holy shit, man. I know. Today was a very slow Monday tarot gathering. But you know what, man? Hey, as long as you guys are here hanging out, man, it makes it fun, man. There were 10 because we wanted you to stay. You guys were trying to bribe me to stay longer. It was like, stay. I need to stop feeling bad for Abraham family. Nah, we gotta stop feeling bad. It's been long. We're gonna undo the curse eventually one day. But we're gonna end stream because I kind of want to play Monster Hunter. The new update came out today. I want to fight Omega. For people that don't know, I think Final Fantasy 14 is like one of my favorite games of all time, man. Like specifically Shadowbringers Endwalker. I would say Endwalker. Endwalker is like the expansion. Endwalker is, I think, like hands down one of like my favorite pieces of like media. Like it's just like, oh my, it's like one of my it's literally one of my favorite games of all time. And I feel like it's kind of cheating because like it's like this whole 10-year thing, and it's like, and then it's like you fight Omega in the game, and then now Omega's in like freaking Monster Hunter, and I'm like, all right, we got another Monster Hunter collab, and then we fought like a Behemoth and Wilds. I'm like, okay, this is hype. I want to see what we're gonna do with this. So I do apologize. You're gonna end stream? Yeah, I was gonna end stream. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it though. I'm not sure. I don't know. Like first, we'll see. That being said, though, let me just end the recording, and then we're gonna check out what username sent our way. So, have an amazing day. Later, guys. Let me see. What you sent? What you sent username? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'll play it. I did send that. I did send that stream. That was this stream. You linked this stream. I might end stream for like 30 minutes because I need to call my girl. I got 2 missed calls from her right now, so I'm gonna see what she said. And if not, I might play it off stream. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna end it for now. Don't worry. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow, usual time. We'll be reading more, and then we'll be back Wednesday. We'll be back. Don't worry. We're streaming every day this week. We're streaming every single day. I don't know about Saturday, Sunday, but we're streaming every single weekday. I promise you that. Thursday, we're gonna read a lot. Dude, Ellie's doing amazing, man. Thank you for asking. She's doing good. Good night, Denise. Nah, yeah, she's doing good, man. She's doing good. I need her to cut her nails. The first time I ever cut her nails, I kind of cut too close to her nerves when she was a baby. So when she started bleeding, it got on my white shirt just a little bit. And when she went like, I'm like, dude, it broke my heart. And I was like, I can't cut my dog's nails. Like, I'm gonna hurt her. And that was on the very, very last nail. I did so good, and then I fucked up that last one and I hurt her. And I'm like, oh shit, I've been too like triggered to even like attempt to cut it again. But she's doing good, man. I wish Wiz had time like this. He wasn't streaming today. What do you mean? No, Wiz streams like twice as much as me right now. Yeah, he who shan't be named. No, yeah, dude, I think Wiz is streaming a lot more than me right now, man. He is doing really good, man. At least time managing this, man. He's streaming like I think like twice a day, like 3 hours each stream or something like that, man. I wish I can do that. Fuck, man. That's why I fell behind, man. Fuck. But don't worry. At the end of this year, we are finishing book 1, man. We're finishing this bitch by the end of the year. Just like how was it volume 4 ended with like the new year approaching? That's how we're going to end the new year when it approaches. We're going to be finishing this series. All right. Peace. Have an amazing day. I'm probably going to game. I don't know if I'm going to stream it yet. But, dude, bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. I'll see you soon. All right. Later, guys.